Yeah, Mayweather's pissed off a load of Muslims, hasn't he? Trying to like get behind Israel, during this Israel-Palestine war. He's gone with Israel, hasn't he, Mayweather? He sent his little private jet, to Israel with food supplies and water and bulletproof vests, to support the Israelis, during this fucking Israel-Palestine war. So, Palestinians, obviously Muslims, aren't they, most of them? So Muslims are pissed off with Mayweather, calling him a fucking sellout, like taking the money from the Jews, in order to support their war against Palestine. The Muslims are saying, how can Mayweather support Israel, when they're dropping bombs on fucking hospitals and innocent people's houses and slicing off kids' heads, and raping women and stuff like that. So Muslims are a bit annoyed with him, aren't they? But who cares what Mayweather says, you know what I mean? He's done well. He was a good little boxer, wasn't he? He had a good little bit of defence, didn't he? A bit of footwork and that. He was alright. He made a few quid, Mayweather, but we don't really look to him for political advice, do we? We don't really think, oh, I wonder what Mayweather thinks of the Israel-Palestine war. We don't fucking look at him like that, do we? We don't look at him in that way. We're not really bothered about what his thoughts are on world affairs. You remember when 50 Cent said he can't read and stuff like that? But even before 50 said that about Mayweather, we knew what he was like anyway, in his interviews. He just says the same thing, don't he? I've got one hell of a team, Leonard Ellaby and Al Ayman. He's one hell of a fighter. So it's like, he's never said anything that profound, has he, Mayweather? For us to look at him for his opinions on worldly affairs like Israel-Palestine. So the Muslims are saying, oh, Mayweather, you should be more like Ali. Ali, he didn't agree with war. He didn't agree with it. He actually got locked up, for refusing to fight in the war. So Muslims are saying, like, be more like Ali, you know what I mean? So, but Ali, he went to a KKK meeting, yeah. And he was sitting down with a KKK, and having dinner with them and laughing with them and saying, yeah, I agree with you. I think blacks and whites should be separated. Even though he was mixed race himself, Ali. You know what I mean? He was sitting down with the KKK, wasn't he, Ali, having a little laugh and joke with them. Even though they tied black people up to trees and fucking set fire to them and all that. Ali, he was just fucking laughing and joking with them, wasn't he? Saying, yeah, I like you, I agree with what you're saying. So Ali, he was a bit of a cunt as well, he was a bit racist as well. He was a bit fucked up, you know what I mean? He was calling Joe Frazier a monkey, wasn't he? Or gorilla, something like that. So, trying to say to Mayweather, you need to be more like Ali. Ali was a bit of a cunt as well sometimes. So, Mayweather, he's just doing it, innit, for like publicity, his advisor, Al Ayman, he probably said to him, jump on the Israel-Palestine bandwagon. Why there's a lot of hype there, to try and stay relevant. Because Mayweather's become a bit irrelevant, hasn't he? He's having these little silly exhibitions, and his advisor, Al Ayman, he's probably noticed that the Mayweather buzz, it's starting to die down a bit. So he's told him to jump on the Israel-Palestine hype. So the Muslims are angry with him, aren't they? For taking money from the Jews, to support their cause. Some people say he's broke, and he's lost a load of his cash. So he's having to stoop to these levels, just taking cash from the Jews. I don't know if he's broke or not. Gambling and burning money and dumb shit like that. He said it's fake money, Mayweather, didn't he? He said it was fake money that he was burning, He said it was just entertainment. But I don't know if he's broke. Logan Paul said that he didn't pay him. What he was owed when they had the fight. Logan Paul said Mayweather robbed him, but how do you know what's real and what's not? You don't know, do you? But Mayweather's got a history as being a bit of a scammer, hasn't he? You remember when him and Kim Kardashian was promoting that shit crypto coin? Trying to get their followers to buy this little shit crypto coin. And a load of their followers bought the coin, yeah, and then the price just crashed. You know, and a lot of people lost their money, you know, because they were fooled by Mayweather and Kim Kardashian promoting some bullshit crypto coin. So that Kim Kardashian, she got fined, you know, about $1.4 million or something like that, you know, for promoting bullshit. And Mayweather's the same. So Mayweather backing Israel, you know, against Palestine, it's not really a surprise, is it? He'll just go wherever the money is, won't he? He don't really know about politics, does he? What does he really know? Like I said, man, we've never fucking been really intrigued to find out what Mayweather's opinions are on worldly affairs. He's hungry for that money, man. But I still think it's down to his childhood, you know, when he was a little kid and that, and his dad was like holding him, and Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s uncle like shot at Floyd Mayweather Sr., you know, while he was holding his son, Mayweather Jr. And like, you don't know if that gives people post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, where they're like, fuck it, I need to make that money, you know, so I can get out of these hostile environments, these dirty ghettos where people are shooting at me and my dad, you know what I mean? He might have got that. You see him walking around with these bodyguards, man. So I don't know what it is with Mayweather. He might have post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, getting shot at when he was a little kid. You don't know how it affects the brain, do you? So, I don't know, man. It's just a little theory. He's walking around with these bodyguards all the time, you know what I mean? He's kind of like, it's like what Mike Tyson said. He's a little scared man. He's a little small scared man.
He can't take his kid to school by himself. And he's talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He can't take his kids alone to school by himself. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
You remember when Mike Tyson said that? It's quite interesting, wasn't it? You know, and then like Mike Tyson, he went up to Mayweather at a WBC convention and he didn't shake his hand. You remember when Mayweather was like trying to shake Mike Tyson's hand, but Mike Tyson was having none of it, you know, and Mayweather, he had to just take the L, you know, and just like put on a fake smile. You know, trying to keep it all friendly with Mike Tyson. You can't fuck with Mike Tyson, can he, Mayweather? So it's an interesting little story. Mayweather. He likes that pussy, don't he, Mayweather? He don't give a fuck about the war at all, does he? You know, siding with Israel. He don't know what's going on. He don't know about the war, does he, really, Mayweather? He's just bothered about money and pussy. You know, and jewellery and things like that. He ain't bothered. He's upset the Muslims, hasn't he? You know, alienating his Muslim fan base. You know, for siding with Israel. Even though the Muslims are saying that they're dropping bombs on hospitals and cutting little kids' heads off and raping women and stuff like that. Mayweather's just taking the check. Money Mayweather. He's going where the money is, in Mayweather. But even if he's promoting Israel, it's not really going to do anything, is it? Mayweather's just not significant enough, you know what I mean? He's not. Like I say, he was a good little boxer, but, you know, when it comes to the elites, you know, these fucking elite powers, man, Mayweather's nothing compared to these guys, man. You know what I mean? His little opinion, him wearing a little Israel flag, you know what I mean? It's not going to change anything. It's like Nassim Hamid, you know, back in the days, you know, when he was boxing, he was like saying in an interview after a fight that, you know, his plan is to unite all the Arab leaders, you know, to bring peace in the Middle East. You know what I mean? Which, come on, man. These guys are insignificant. You know, to the fucking elites, they're not really that relevant. They've got a little following, but, you know, it's silly talking it from Nas. I like Nas, but he's not going to do anything, man. But, you know, these elites, they do kind of target, like, sports. You know, when he was trying to get that little black Muslim guy, the footballer, to, like, wear the little zesty armband. And he was having none of it, was he? So it's like they try and infiltrate sports. So maybe they're trying it with Mayweather. I don't know. It's hard to say, innit? I just think Mayweather's doing it for publicity. But this little Muslim guy, this little Muslim footballer, he refused to like wear the zesty armband. Yeah. He refused to wear it, because he's a Muslim and he don't really agree with this zesty behaviour and the rainbow flag. Yeah, you remember Chris Eubank Jr., he was trying to get in on the hype as well, wasn't he? Trying to jump on the fucking zesty rainbow hype, to drum up publicity for his fight with Liam Smith. So Mayweather might be doing the same. I don't know, I can't imagine Mayweather having much insight into worldly affairs like Israel, Palestine. He's never come across as that guy, has he? I don't think people go to him for political advice. It's like Drake and DJ Khaled. They were getting slagged off, because like Drake, his mum's Jewish. DJ Khaled's from Palestine. But those two haven't said anything about the war, between Israel and Palestine. And people are saying, oh, why aren't you writing tweets, offering your condolences, to the families of the people who have been blown up and had their heads sliced off and all this kind of stuff. It's like, why should they? You know what I mean? They're in the fucking music industry. Why should they have to say something? They can think what they want about it, but they don't have to publicly come out and speak about it, do they? You know what I mean? Like, look at that Anthony Joshua guy. He made a fool of himself, didn't he? When he got fucked up by Usyk and he said, I don't know what's happening in Ukraine, but I know it's not nice. You know what I mean? You can make a fucking fool of yourself, can't you? Like Joshua. If you start talking about political things that you don't really know anything about. So sometimes it's best to just stay out of it. To avoid looking like an idiot like Joshua did. When he was acting dumb, talking about things he knows nothing about. It's cringe, wasn't it? So DJ Khaled, Drake, Joshua, Mayweather, fucking Nassim Hamed, they should all just stay out of it, man, because they don't really know what the fuck's going on, do they? They ain't got a clue, man. When he was like kicking off, like trying to act all aggressive, when he knew full well he was being held back. When he was acting like that, Joshua, he was acting silly, wasn't he? So when he gave that little speech, it just made it worse, didn't it? He tried to bully that little Lomachenko as well, didn't he, Joshua? Because that Lomachenko, when Joshua got fucked up by Usyk, Lomachenko was like saying to Joshua, oh, you're really strong, you're really strong. So Joshua was like saying to Lomachenko, don't say I'm strong. Don't stereotype me just because I'm African. Yeah? There's more to me than just being strong. Don't say I'm strong. You know what I mean? He was acting dumb. But like Joshua being strong, that's kind of what he was known for, wasn't he? Being strong. It's not like he had like a really good boxing IQ or like a high work rate, you know what I mean? Good fitness. We've seen him gas a load of times in his fight. So he was kind of known for being strong. So having to go at that little Lomachenko and that, trying to bully him. Because he said that Joshua's strong. Joshua was trying to say, oh, there's more to me, don't stereotype Africans as just being strong. We've got more to us than just strength. Well, I don't know about that. But the whole Africa thing, Mayweather pissed off Africans as well, back in the day, because he said, don't call me an African American. I'm an American, yeah? I'm not an African. I don't speak the language. I don't fucking know anything about Africa. Don't call me an African. I'm an American. What have the Africans done for me? He was saying that, so he pissed off a lot of Africans, Mayweather. But I kind of agree with him, because like that's like someone trying to call me like a African Brit. You know what I mean? I've never been to Africa. I don't know the fucking language or what's going on in Africa. So don't call me a fucking African Brit. So I kind of see where Mayweather was coming from, and he said, don't call me an African American, call me an American. Because we're all from Africa, aren't we, really? If you want to talk biology, science, evolution. They said the first fossil was found in Africa. So we're all from Africa, innit? So I kind of agree with Mayweather, you know, when he said that. Mayweather. I think Mayweather's a bit upset, you know, because people are saying that Terence Crawford would have beat him in his prime. What do you think of that? Have you heard that little discussion, you know, as to who's better, prime for prime, out of Mayweather and Terence Crawford? It's an interesting little debate, isn't it? And then Canelo tried to get involved, didn't he? Canelo tried to get in the mix of the conversation. You know, saying, oh, Terence Crawford, how can you say you're the best pound for pound boxer when you've beaten one pound for pound fighter in your whole career, you know, at the age of 36? So how can you say you're the pound for pound best, you know what I mean? So him and Canelo was kind of getting into it, weren't they? You know, people are wondering whether Terence Crawford will be able to beat Mayweather's 50-0 record. You know, Terence Crawford's 40-0, isn't he? Do you think he'll be able to beat Mayweather's record? I don't know. He's kind of old now, Terence Crawford, but he seems to still have it. You know, that was a beautiful hook, you know, that he caught Errol Spence with. He, like, timed it perfectly. Errol Spence went to throw a punch, you know, and Terence Crawford just timed it with a beautiful hook. And it just fucked Errol Spence up, didn't it? So it was a good shot, but I don't know if he'd have beat Mayweather in his prime. I don't know. It's hard to say, and it's hard to compare eras, but kind of rate him. But yeah, just a quick video, you know, I'm going to wrap it up. But thanks for tuning in again, yeah, thanks for that.